Hi, everyone. This is your host, Kristen Howe, and I would like to welcome you to our call with today's amazing guest, Susan Shumsky. Dr. Susan Shumsky is a best-selling author, spirituality expert, self-development pioneer, professional speaker, and New Thought minister. For 22 years, she lived in the Himalayas studying with the enlightened master Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, founder of transcendental meditation and guru of the Beatles and Deepak Chopra. After receiving a Doctor of Divinity degree from teaching of intuitional metaphysics, Susan began teaching her own unique form of meditation and spiritual healing. She's the founder of Divine Revelation, a complete technology for contacting the divine presence and listening to the inner voice that has helped tens of thousands of students worldwide. She now travels extensively, facilitating workshops, seminars, spiritual retreats, and cruises, as well as tours to India, Peru, and other sacred destinations. Susan is the author of 8 books published by Simon & Schuster, Random House, and New Page. Her works include Ascension and Instant Healing. She has also appeared at more than 500 speaking engagements and media venues, including Women's World, GQ, Cosmopolitan, Los Angeles Times, and has been on nationally syndicated TV and radio programs. And on today's call with Susan, you will discover how to transform your mind, gain self-empowerment and inner strength, and become all you can be. You'll discover techniques to heal emotions, habits, and deep-seated beliefs and overcome addictions and codependency. You'll find out how to lift the mental atmosphere around you, heal your environment, and create sacred spaces. You'll discover ways to overcome entities, enemies, saboteurs, and psychic vampires. You'll find out how to gain greater health and well-being, heal relationships, magnetize love, attract prosperity, become successful, and enjoy greater happiness. And you'll find out how you can help transform the planet and create heaven on earth. I love that. Susan, I'm so excited for this call. I can't wait. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome.
Well, thank you, and I'm really excited to be here today. Also, I'm thrilled to be a guest on Manifest Everything Now.
And we're thrilled to have you here. And this is, by the way, Susan, this is such an amazing group of people that tune in and listen to these calls. So I know that this is just going to be an awesome sharing of energies. I really can't wait for this. So let me ask you this. You know, I'd love to hear a little bit more about you, maybe some of the major turning points that you've experienced in your life that have allowed you to manifest your current level of success, but also, like, what led you to the spiritual path?
Well, it was the 1960s. I was a hippie. I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area. And at that time, probably people don't realize this, but those of us who were flower children, we were really interested in enlightenment, spiritual awakening. We were studying the Buddhist scriptures. We were reading books like the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Well, in 1966 in Berkeley, California, you definitely did not go to the Yellow Pages and find yourself a meditation guide or yoga or anything like that back then. So I asked my roommate, well, you know, I need to find a meditation guide. He said to me, well, have you ever tried to meditate yourself? And I said, well, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I lay down on my bed, on my back, and just kind of asked for or prayed for a meditation. I had no clue what I was doing. Immediately, I was propelled into an ecstatic state. All of a sudden, there was an incredible cord of energy that was flowing from the tips of my toes all the way to the top of my head. I felt like I had been plugged into an electric socket, and this energy, this electrical energy, was flowing through my body. And so I figured, well, I guess this is meditation. You know, I didn't know any better. And little did I know that I had just had my first meditation experience and my first Kundalini awakening all at the same time. So it was not long after that I found a transcendental meditation. I went to the meditation center and learned how to meditate. And then not too long after that, I found myself on the banks of the Ganges River with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who is the guru of the Beatles and Deepak Chopra. I ended up staying in his various ashrams all over the world for 22 years, and I was on his personal staff for 7 of those years. And then after I left the ashram, I started writing books. I have 10 books in print, and really that's how I've started the spiritual path and how I've continued on the path.
I love that. Okay, so I know that you called one of your books Instant Healing. Why is that the title you gave it? I think that's so interesting.
Well, the reason I call it Instant Healing is because the results are instantaneous. And I know that this is about manifest everything now. And therefore, this topic completely fits into your theme of manifest everything now because, in fact, when you use the very simple methods of instant healing, when you use what I call affirmative prayer or affirmations or scientific prayer or treatment or spiritual mind treatment, there are many different names for this method that is a method of instant healing. When you use these formulas, you get instant results. That means immediately your mind is changed, your emotions are changed, you're on a different level of awareness. Immediately you feel better. So in fact, this is about transforming your life in 5 minutes or less because immediately you're going to feel the results of using these affirmative prayers.
Wow. Okay, I love that. And I love even the confidence that goes with that. I think that's so valuable. Okay, so Susan, you mentioned affirmations and affirmative prayer when you were just talking. I know we've all heard affirmations. That's something we hear all the time. There's sort of differing viewpoints out there about what they are, how to use them. What are affirmations and affirmative prayer? You know, what are they? How can we start using them?
Okay. So I know that you mentioned that affirmations are pretty well known. In fact, Louise Hay made them very well known. So the thing is that they've been around for a very long time. In fact, in the ancient Buddhist scriptures, there is a scripture called the Dhammapada, and the very first verse of the first chapter of the Dhammapada, Lord Buddha tells us, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. If a person speaks or acts with a pure thought, then happiness follows him or her. If a person speaks or acts with an impure thought, then unhappiness follows him or her. So what Lord Buddha is telling us in this very potent and very important verse of the Dhammapada, which is the most important scripture of Buddhism, what it's telling us is that, in fact, we create our own destiny, we create our own reality through our thoughts, through our words, and through our deeds. Now, thoughts, well, they just come and go. It is not really that easy to control our thoughts, especially for somebody that has not had a lot of experience in meditation or on the spiritual path. So, in fact, thoughts are just coming and going, and how do we control those? Okay, but we have a lot of control over our speech and over our actions. So if we can control our speech, we know that that can really help us to create or manifest the kinds of things that we want to manifest. So if we're going around all the time complaining and saying things like, oh, I'm so poor, I'm so poor, I'm so poor, oh, I'm so fat, I'm so fat, I'm so fat, oh, I'm so unhappy, I'm so unhealthy, you know, whatever we're complaining about. And if we are using the words I am being very potent, powerful words, because every time you use the word I am, you are in fact invoking what we call the mighty I am presence. The mighty I am presence is talked about in the Bible, Moses, the burning bush, that whole story, when God identifies itself as I am that I am. So, in fact, the mighty I am presence is the source of divinity within us. So when we are invoking that source of divinity and we're using that with a statement of an I am statement, then whatever we say after those words really needs to be something that we want to own, such as, oh, I am happy, I am healthy, I am joyous, I am fulfilled, I am prosperous, I am abundant, I am slender and beautiful, so on. So when we use these words in a powerful, positive way, they have potent power of manifestation. So what we're doing in affirmative prayer is we are using the power of speech to manifest our goals, our dreams, what we want to see in our lives, what we want to visualize as the ideal thing that we want to manifest in our lives, and using it in a powerful way, using that power of speech in a powerful way to make statements of truth. All right. So affirmative prayer is different than other methods of prayer, because instead of begging, pleading, what we call petitionary prayer, this is more about making statements of truth. These statements of truth are affirmations.
I love that. Okay, so statements of truth are affirmations.
Exactly. That's what they are.
That makes them, even to me at least, and I can only speak for me, that makes them that much more powerful, because it I think sometimes people feel a little bit separate from affirmations. They feel like it's just something that they're, but when you say it's a statement of truth, there's a whole other power that comes with that.
It is. In fact, the kinds of affirmations I'm speaking about that are offered here, or that I'm talking about with instant healing, are not just these little sentences, by the way. They're what I call affirmative prayers. They're a little longer than just like a one-sentence affirmation. And they go deeper. And in fact, some of them go so deep that they get to the cause behind the cause behind the cause of whatever the difficulty is, ferreting out the blockages that are preventing you from manifesting your dreams and desires and goals. So these are really potent, powerful formulas. And you don't have to learn how to compose these yourself. That's the greatest thing about this. You don't need to learn how to do this. All you need to do is just say them out loud and repeat them out loud, and then just sit back and watch the miracles happen. It's really that simple.
Wow. I love that. I love that simple. That's why we're here talking about effortless manifestation. So I love that. I want to reference back to something you said before, which, you know, how instant healing so ties into, you know, the theme here of manifesting, because it's the healing. And let me know if you agree with this, but the reason I love doing this so much is because it's the healing that allows us to infinitely manifest. How do you feel about that?
Well, the thing is, our subconscious mind is what is creating our destiny. Remember I said that Lord Buddha says it's our thoughts, our words, and our deeds that are creating our reality. So those thoughts, those words, those deeds are what get implanted into our subconscious mind. All of our past actions, all of our past experiences end up as habits, as patterns, as belief systems. I call that our BS, by the way, our belief systems that are in our brain that are really very much embedded on a deep level in our subconscious mind. And so people find it very difficult to change. It's really difficult to make the kind of changes that we need to make in order to truly manifest our heartfelt desires and dreams. So in order to make those changes, we need to change our subconscious beliefs. We need to change the deeper aspects of our mind. And otherwise, we'll just keep manifesting the same thing over and over. We'll just keep manifesting what we've manifested already. So in order to do that, this method that we call prayer treatment, what that means is we're treating or healing the mind to get to that cause behind the cause behind the cause, and then to change that pattern, that deep-seated pattern, and then create a new pattern, something that will allow us to manifest what we truly desire.
Perfect. I knew that you'd be able to put together my thought in the perfect words for everybody to hear it. Let's go back to the concept of instant healing. And the only reason I'm posing this question is because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to sort of really sort of push you and get the real meat of everything out. So how can a healing be instant? Everybody loves that concept, but how can it really be instant?
So the reason why a healing can be instant is because we are already in a mindset. We already have a subconscious pattern in our minds. When we make a statement of truth that is different from that previously believed mindset, then we begin to change our conscious and subconscious minds to have a new belief, a new conviction, so that we no longer are operating under that previously held false belief. So we have the appearance, and then we have the reality. We have fact, F-A-C-T-S, and then we have the truth. All right, so the fact may be that we are impoverished. The truth, the real truth, the ultimate truth is that we are continually receiving support from almighty substance, from the source of all substance in the universe. That's the ultimate truth. The fact, or the appearance, is that there's not much money in the bank account. So when we state the truth rather than the fact, then we begin to put into motion all the laws of nature and all of the almighty creative ideas and concepts, all of the support of almighty nature to manifest this new reality. So that's why affirmative prayer is so powerful, and it acts instantly. It acts instantly to transform our minds. And guess what? Lord Buddha said, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. Not just all that we are on Monday and Tuesday, and then it's different on Thursday and Friday. He says that all that we are is the result of what we have thought. So the key here is to change our thoughts. When we can change our thoughts, meaning changing our deepest convictions, our deepest subconscious beliefs, when we change those, then we instantly change our emotions, our thoughts, and we instantly change the outcome. We instantly change our reality. If you change your thoughts, you change your mind, and you change your destiny.
Wow. Okay, and why? I know that you think this is especially important right now, there's so much unrest and uncertainty. Why is it so important right now?
The fact is that we're going through a transition, a world transition. The world is in great flux at this time. We can no longer count upon the institutions that we counted upon before. We can't even count on the savings in our bank accounts. We can't count on pensions to save us. We can't count on institutions that we trusted, such as our religious institutions, such as corporations, such as the government. All these things, no longer do we have faith in them, no longer can we count on them. So now we are forced to count on ourselves. Now we are forced to go within and find a way for us to find solace, to find comfort, to find a sense of stability, a sense of confidence, and to trust our own higher wisdom, our own self to guide us. That's why it's so important for us to now get in touch with that and start to make our own decisions with peaceful confidence and to find the right path for ourselves and to start to use the tools that can change our own minds so that we can influence our environment and influence our reality, change our reality, and manifest the destiny that we want to create in a powerful way.
I love that. It's almost like because of the lack of trust, it's almost like that's actually happening for a purpose so that we will go back to trusting ourselves. Do you agree with that?
It seems like that, doesn't it? It seems like it's almost a big plot by God to get everyone to come back to God.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something.
Right? Precisely.
Yeah, something like that.
So let me ask you about this because, law of attraction comes up a lot. And I think a lot of people have become disenchanted with the law of attraction. Why do you think that is?
And many people started making their laundry list because they thought, oh, wow, I can manifest anything. I can manifest anything now. So, all right, now I'm going to make my laundry list. So then they make their list. Oh, now I want my house, and I want my Mercedes, and I want my handsome husband, and I want my house on the hill, and I want my 2.3 children, and so on and so on. So they make their list, and then they are either successful at manifesting that, and maybe some of them are really happy with what they manifested, or they're unsuccessful and just doesn't work for them, or even worse is they get everything that's on their list, but now they're, what did I want all this for, Now I've got all these problems as a result of the things that I just manifested. So that's why I say that people are praying backwards. And what do I mean by that, praying backwards? Well, it means that they made their laundry list. They manifested what they thought they wanted, but they forgot the most important step is that before they make their laundry list, they need to go within and find out what is highest and best wisdom for them to manifest in the first place. In other words, they are not discovering what their true purpose, their true heartfelt desires, their true destiny, that which they came on earth to do, their true mission. Every one of us has a true desire. We have a true mission. We have a true purpose, a plan, a destiny, a true deepest desire for our life. And that deepest desire is our most heartfelt one. It's the true plan, the true purpose. It's the reason we're here. Because every one of us is a mighty, powerful, spiritual being, and we have something to do on this planet. We have something to manifest. And if we are not in touch with that, then we really need to, just take some time, just take a few deep breaths and get quiet and get still and just ask within, why am I here? What is highest wisdom for me to manifest? Taking some time to discover what that is, and then making your laundry list of what you want to manifest. If you do it that way, then what you'll find is that you're going to be supported by Almighty Nature. You're going to be supported by all the laws of nature. When you take baby steps in the direction of fulfilling your true destiny and your true purpose, you'll find that you will be supported and that you will find people coming along to help you. There will be coincidences that are not really coincidental. And then you'll be able to easily and effortlessly manifest things in your life that you want to manifest because you'll be on your right path. You'll be on your true path. So that's what I mean by this. And I believe that we all can discover what that is, and we can begin to manifest in a positive, powerful way.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I love that that's part of your message because I think that's something that, I'm hearing from our audience that more and more people seem to be looking for their life purpose or mission, and also simultaneously, and maybe you can speak to this, more and more people are wondering if it's too late for them to discover their life purpose or mission.
Well, it's never too late for anyone to start, whether you're 8 or 80, doesn't matter. Start now, because you can begin on that pathway. And now, I hesitate to do this, but I suppose I might give you the secret of how you can discover your true life purpose and plan.
Well, if
that would be of interest.
I wonder if anybody would really want to know that. Yeah. Hey, okay. if you want to cough it up, I am thrilled to have you do so. Okay. All right. This is really best done in a seminar, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Awesome. What I'd like you to do after this call is take out a piece of paper and a pen. And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to do something that I call the unlimited thinking exercise. What I'd like you to write is what you would do with your time on an everyday basis, day to day, what you would do when you wake up every morning if you had unlimited money in the bank. In other words, the money would never run out. You had unlimited time. That means whether you're 8 or you're 80, you have unlimited time. You're going to live as long as you want. And you have unlimited time every day because no one is going to bother you. You have no other demands on your time. Your time is your own, in other words. All right, so you have unlimited money. You have unlimited time. You have unlimited health.
You have all the helpers you could ever need who are going to be doing everything perfectly, just exactly as you envision. There won't be any problem with those workers. They'll do anything and everything that you need. All right, so what I'd like you to do is take that piece of paper and write down what you would do every day. I do not want you to write how you would spend the money. Not interested. No interest in that. No interest in, the things you would buy. Not interested. Only interested in what you're going to do every day. And I don't want that to be shopping. Okay? Shopping is not an option on this list. I'd like you to just write down what you're going to do. So that piece of paper is going to show you, and I hate to do this because I hate to say the punchline now, because the punchline should really be given after you've done your piece of paper, but I have no, there really is no other option than to just give you the punchline now. And that is that piece of paper is going to show you what your true purpose and destiny is. Whatever you've written on the paper is your true purpose. There it is. You've written it.
So cool. I love that. And I love, by the way, thank you, and everyone, please realize, Susan had not planned to share that with us on the call, so that is exceptional that you decided to jump into doing that, and I really, really appreciate you doing that extra for us, because that's really fantastic. So I really appreciate that. So everyone, definitely, after the call, you don't have time to do it now, and you would miss what we were talking about anyway, but definitely do it, later this evening, because what an amazing exercise that is, and I love it. I can't wait to do it. Okay, you were talking about the laws of nature before, and I know that one of the things I've heard you talk about is the law of grace, and I think I would love if you can share that with everyone here.
Wonderful. So there is something called the law of karma, and there is something called the law of grace. All right, so the law of attraction, that really comes from the whole idea of the law of karma. The law of karma states, it is done unto you according to your belief. That's really, in a nutshell, that is what the law of karma is. And we talked about that earlier when we said that Lord Buddha says that all that we are is the result of what we have thought. So according to your belief, that is what happens to you, and that is the law of karma. The word karma actually means action. It does not mean payback. It does not mean punishment. It does not mean reward. It does not mean any of those things. All that the word karma is action. And in India, they talk about three types of karma. There's the Sanchit karma, there's the Prarabdha karma, there's the Kriyamana karma. And the Kriyamana karma is the kind of karma that you're creating moment by moment with your thoughts, with your words, and with your deeds. So the law of karma, as I understand it to be, as I have developed throughout the years after, studying in an ashram for 22 years and then teaching meditation and teaching all of this for a total of over 45 years, that really it is done unto you according to your belief. So that means whatever is your deepest conviction, whatever is your deepest subconscious belief, that is what manifests your reality. Now, the law of grace is something different. The law of grace can overcome all karmic law. The law of grace states, with God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. So that means that if you connect with spirit, with a capital S, if you are in touch with your true self, if you are in touch with the laws of nature that we talked about, if you're in touch with that which is your true highest purpose and true highest destiny, but mainly if you get in touch with spirit, with that, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. So whatever it is that is your true heart's desire, whatever it is that you want to manifest, whatever it is you want to change in your life, do not think about the difficulty. Instead, think about God. And when you do that, when you're in touch with spirit, when you're in touch with your higher power, then all things are possible. You can manifest anything.
I love that. And do you actually believe that, everything is possible?
I do believe that everything is possible because that's true. No?
Yeah, no, I
must be.
Yeah, I completely agree that everything is possible. So, which actually leads me to the next point, because a question that I get from our audience a lot, from different members of our audience, is, they're wondering why things, despite all of this, despite everything is possible, sometimes life seems so unfair, and that, people are victimized all over the place. So why is that? That's a real duality, that everything's possible and yet life is unfair and people are being victimized. So what's going on there?
Exactly. And when we look around, we see the inequities. We see horrible things happening to the best of people. We see that people are suffering. We see that people are unable to even have enough to eat, even babies. We see seemingly very innocent people, horrible things going on. So how could that be? How could a just universe create such a seemingly unjust world? Well, the reality is that a lot of things make a lot of sense when you believe in reincarnation. And I do believe in reincarnation. I believe that this is not our only time around the block. I believe that we've been here lifetime after lifetime. Some of us for untold lifetimes, for just really a long time. Okay, we've been around for a very long time, and every time that we come into an incarnation, we create more and more of these thoughts, words, and deeds that I've been talking about. So the more we create, the deeper these, what they call sanskaras, they call them sanskaras in Sanskrit. These are the seeds of desire. These are the encrusted beliefs, habits, and conditions that are deeply embedded in our subconscious mind. So we get more and more of those, and we incarnate over and over, and those, they don't just disappear upon death. They continue into the next lifetime. So that is why, according to that, what we call sanchit karma, the old karma, according to that, we create our new body and we create our own new destiny and our new lifetime. And some of us create things that seemingly appear to be tremendously challenging.
Interesting. I love that. So I think that it's so powerful when you look at it that way. Now, let me ask you this. Even, let's say we're here and we're like, well, that sounds like me. My life has been full of struggle. Is that something that we can heal?
Yes, and everyone has suffering and struggle in their life. There's no one who doesn't have challenge in their life. And challenge is not going to disappear from your life, even if you become spiritually enlightened, even if you were to attain what they call moksha in India, or that they call nirvana in the Buddhist tradition. Even if you attain that, it doesn't mean that challenge just disappears from your life. It is how you experience life day by day. It is how you deal with every challenge. Do you want to deal with it in an enlightened way? Do you want to deal with it as a peaceful, patient, loving human being? Or do you want to deal with it with emotional drama, trauma, and just be unhappy and suffering all the time? So the reality is that we can change our minds, we can change our emotions, we can change our attitude. And when we start to change our attitude, that even changes the outcome. It doesn't just change the internal experience, because the internal experience is what is creating the outer experience. So the outer experience is just automatically going to change and become better on every level.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's, again, I keep going back to it because I think it's so powerful. Can you give us an idea of some of the instant healings that, we're able to receive?
Well, the amazing thing is that in the package that we're going to be offering in a few minutes here, that I am going to be offering 243 of these affirmative prayers that will heal just about any situation that you can think of. I tried to cover almost anything that I could think of. For example, here are the topics, and there are many, many prayers under each of these topics, but here are the topics. So there's going to be an audio book, and for example, Chapter 1, Gaining Inner Strength and Empowerment. Chapter 2, Healing Emotions and Deep-Seated Beliefs. Chapter 3, Healing and Forgiving Relationships. 4, Overcoming Addictions and Codependency. 5, Dispelling Illusions and False Perceptions. 6, Becoming All You Can Be. 7, Healing Environmental Static. 8, Healing Entities and Vampires. 9, Overcoming Enemies and Saboteurs. 10, Making Your Space into a Cathedral. 11, Living in Perfect Health. 12, Magnetizing Love. 13, Attracting Prosperity. 14, Making Life a Success. 15, Enjoying Happiness. 16, Transforming the Planet. 17, Creating Heaven on Earth. So all of these topics have many, many prayers that are subtopics to these major topics. And like I said, a total of 243 affirmative prayers you can get, they're right there, and you can use them.
Amazing. Okay, so if you, let's say, I looked at you and I said, Susan, if you could only choose one of these healing affirmations, because there are so many to teach us, what would that be?
Well, I can teach you one right now that would be of great use and very practical. Okay. And it is an affirmation that will help to gain greater confidence and self-authority. It's called the self-authority affirmation. And I truly believe that's the most important affirmation. It may not be the most inspirational or anything like that. I mean, there's many of these affirmative prayers that are very uplifting, inspiring, and so on. But this one is just downright practical, and it will change your life probably more than any of them, because what it does is it invokes the mighty I Am presence, and it allows you to become more self-empowered. And that really is the key to everything. Yeah. So I'm going to teach you all to do this, and if you would I'm just going to pause after each line, and you can repeat it, and just notice how you're feeling now, and then just notice how you feel after you've done repeating this prayer. So I'm just going to say it right now. So it goes like Perfect. This. And please repeat after me. So it goes, I am in control.
I am in control.
I am one with God.
I am one with God.
I am the only authority in my life.
I am the only authority in my life.
I am divinely protected by the light of my being.
I am divinely protected by the light of my being.
I close off my aura and body of light.
I close off my aura and body of light
to the lower astral levels of mind.
To the lower astral levels of mind.
And I open to the spiritual world.
And I open to the spiritual world.
Thank you, God, and so it is.
Thank you, God, and so it is. Yeah, I felt energy rising up in me through that whole thing.
It is very energizing, yes. It's very empowering, and it's a very powerful affirmation that I recommend that people do on a daily basis and several times a day if you possibly can, because it's going to change your life.
Well, and I love, and maybe you can quickly comment on this, the energy with which you were saying it. Does that factor in?
It certainly does. And also, when you're using the words I am, it's a good idea that whenever you say these words, you just pretend it is your I am self or your higher self that is saying these words through you, not your ego, not speaking this as your ego. It's not your ego that's in control. When you're saying I am in control, it's not your ego, it's your higher self. It's the I am presence. So when you say it like that with conviction and stating it audibly, not just reading it or not just thinking it, but saying it audibly, you know, in other words, do it in a place where people are not going to laugh at you. So say it. say it, maybe in the car or someplace. It really works. It's really powerful. And there was a time when I was very skeptical because somebody was trying to teach me these methods of affirmation and so on. I was very skeptical at that time. I was young and then was going to have to go before a kind of a board of inquiry. I was very intimidated by this meeting that I was going to have to go to. And I don't know what possessed me, but I called up this teacher who was bugging the heck out of me and trying to teach me some of these methods. And I said, I have to go to this meeting, and what am I going to do? And he said, well, get out a piece of paper. And he dictated that affirmative prayer, the one that I just taught everyone. He dictated that to me, or a revised his own version of it. And he said, well, say this prayer over and over for 15 minutes before you go in the meeting. Well, I was so scared and so intimidated that I said the prayer for 30 minutes over and over in the meeting. I just continued to say it over and over. And then by the time I got into the meeting, I was feeling so empowered. I was just feeling on top of the world. I had so much self-confidence. I walked into the meeting. I sat down, and after a few minutes, these men, there was like 5 men or something, and I was so scared and intimidated. I was so young. And they said to me, well, we're very sorry if we've caused you any inconvenience, and please just go. Everything is. I was amazed. I was so amazed by the power of this one affirmation.
Wow.
That I decided to learn from this person.
So that's one of the things, because I love to be able to sort of give people an idea of what's possible. And I know that you said there is a particular story that you wanted to share with everyone today. I'd love if you could share that now. That would be great.
Yes, there's a woman. Her name is Carolyn. She's from Fresno. And she told me about something that happened to her. In fact, it's written in one of my books. And Carolyn was walking her dog one day. She actually was riding on her bike as she was walking her dog. And she made the mistake, instead of putting the leash on the handlebars of the bike, instead she put the leash on her wrist. So, of course, the dog dashed in the wrong direction, and the bike went in the opposite direction, and as a result, her arm was mangled, seemingly beyond repair, as she fell off the bike. And so she had to go to the clinic, and the doctor x-rayed her arm. And the doctor said to her that the arm was severely separated and that it would require surgery. And then he further stated, and I'm just quoting, he stated, you won't be able to lie down to sleep for 2 weeks. So Carolyn thought, she thought in her mind, cancel. This is what she thought. Cancel. And the doctor said, you will be in severe pain for a year. And Carolyn said to herself, cancel. And the doctor said, and that step on your shoulder will never go away. And Carolyn thought to herself, cancel. And the doctor said, this is how I handle it. I get up in the morning, have a pain pill, a cigar, and a Coke. And now Carolyn really thought to herself, cancel. And his last statement made Carolyn realize that this was not what she wanted to create in her life. So she separated her reality from his. And then she reminded herself, after she left the doctor's office, she reminded herself that the doctor had told her facts, F-A-C-T-S, facts, but that was not the truth. So she went into meditation and she prayed, and she prayed for perfect healing, and she visualized that her shoulder was perfect. And she repeated one of these affirmative prayers, what I call prayer treatment. She repeated this prayer treatment morning and night, and then she taped her arm to her side and just went to sleep with her arm taped at her side. And during the day when the pain was severe, she just calmly said to herself, thank you, God, that every cell in my body knows its perfection and now manifests that perfection. And then the pain went away. So 3 days later, she had an appointment with the surgeon, and he was looking at her x-rays, and he asked whether he had the right x-rays, because they did not match her arm. They didn't match her shoulder. Wow. And so she thrust her arm into the air, and she said, yes. Your doctor calls it a miracle, and she just calls it the truth. And this is what Carolyn says. She says, we are constantly creating our reality and have the power to change the effects by simply realizing they aren't the truth about us, just the facts.
Oh, I love that. What a fantastic thing to realize that, you know, it's all about what we accept as the truth too, right?
Exactly.
Oh, and that's
it's all
so
about changing
empowering.
your mind.
Yeah, and I even love how simple that sounds. I mean, I know there's stuff to it, but it's all about changing your mind. It's all about changing with the truth. And I love that. This is so empowering. That's why I'm doing this. I love to be able to be here and help people really take that power back. And you've given us so much on the call. You even jumped into something that you weren't planning on doing, and I really appreciate you doing that. There is so much more to learn from Susan, everyone. I promise you that. So I asked her to create a special offer for everybody listening.
To access this page for yourself, simply click on the special offer button that's on this page.
And you're definitely going to want to be there to follow along as Susan talks us through. Go ahead, Susan. Let us know what we'll find there.
Well, this is a special offer that can help you to manifest everything now and to learn instant healing and instant manifestation, how you can transform your life in 5 minutes or less. So the methods that are taught in this package will help you to change your life in an instant, because you can feel better in 5 minutes or less using amazing affirmation methods that have proven effective for millions of people for the past 150 years. I didn't really have time to go into the history of affirmative prayer or prayer treatment, but it's not just something that was invented yesterday. This has been going on for a long time, and millions of people have been using these kinds of methods. You'll learn how to use these methods. You don't have to have any particular skill or background or training to use the methods. You're going to be given 243 unique formulas that I wrote. They are simple and effective, and you can use them and get instant results. All you have to do is just read the formula audibly and then just let go and allow the magic to happen. And through these methods, you will discover how the power of your spoken word with intention produces miraculous instant results. And every affirmation that you say works. It either produces an instant result or else it creates an instant healing that moves you towards your desired goal. So if you keep affirming and never give up, you will manifest anything in your life. So this package is, let's see, the value of the entire package is, let's see, $2,250 is ridiculous.
Wow.
That it's being offered for $97.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for that, by the way. That's incredible.
Yeah. So in this package, you're going to receive all of these items. You're going to get a teleseminar about how to heal negative emotions in 5 minutes or less. You're going to get a bonus handout for healing negative emotions. You're going to get spiritual healing and self-protection seminar. These are audios. These are what they are is downloadable audio MP3s. You're going to also get a 35 spiritual healing prayers audio files that are downloadable MP3s. There's 35 wonderful, beautiful prayers with gorgeous music in the background. Fantastic. You take this, either make a CD out of it, or if you can plug your MP3 into your car radio, listen to it when you're going to work, when you're coming home from work. You're going to feel fantastic if you just listen to these in the car. Then another thing, a fantastic thing you're going to get is this huge, unabridged audio book, 17 chapters, instant healing with the 243 healing affirmations that we talked about. And I talked about all the different chapters that are in these books, the different things like magnetizing love, attracting prosperity, making life a success, and so on and so on. Gaining inner strength and empowerment, healing emotions and deep-seated beliefs. So you'll have that audio book It's awesome. And not only that, you're going to get a set of 4 teleseminars. These are long 2-hour teleseminars that not only explain about these affirmative prayers, but teach you how to use them. And there will be handouts for each one of these teleseminars. The first teleseminar, Part 1, Healing Psychic Sponge Syndrome. Part 2, Healing Astral Entities. Part 3, Healing Psychic Vampires, Bonds, and Karmic Ties. Part 4, Healing Negative Thoughts and Emotions. You will also receive a Create Miracles report, another audio seminar, which is called How to Pray and Get Results, which is an introduction to this method of scientific prayer and spiritual healing. And it teaches the 9-step method for practicing spiritual mind treatment. You will also get a 118-minute video file that teaches this method of prayer. And you will, another bonus is that you're going to get a 35-minute guided meditation to help you quiet your mind. This is a video file also. It's what they call an FLV file, to help you quiet your mind and open your heart so you can hear the inner voice and receive divine messages. So that is this package, which is, like I said, the retail price is $2,250. This is yours for only $97. That's what you can find on this page, which is manifesteverythingnow.com/instant.
Perfect. And let me ask you this. What, when people start working with this, what are some of the things that they could expect to start to feel or experience right away that lets them know, oh, wow, this is, I'm on the right track here?
Well, instead of feeling crappy, they're going to start feeling happy.
And who doesn't want that? That's amazing. And then my next question, because this is an incredible package that you've put together. What of these things would you suggest we jump into first, or does it not matter? Do we just pick which feels like it resonates most with us?
I think really whatever resonates with you. I don't think that you really need to use one before you use the next one. But I know that on this page, and I'm looking right here at the page right now, there's actually, at the very bottom of the page, there's all these testimonials of people who have used these methods that are really fantastic testimonials of what they have experienced as a result of using these simple methods. For example, I recite the prayer of self-authority from Susan's book daily and have for months now, and it has had a profound positive effect on how I think and view the universe. I speak this prayer from the I am self, not the ego-based, personality-based self. I highly recommend this prayer to anyone seeking a better understanding of his or her true nature. And here's another one. I've had a lot of problems my whole life being negatively psychic, picking up things that were very negative, and it has affected my life in a negative way. I'm on a healing path now since I've begun using certain prayers that I learned from Susan to protect myself from harm in a psychic way, to protect my essence from psychic attack. It's working for me, and I really have a lot of hope. This is very, very positive and protecting.
Yeah, see, it's fantastic. And by the way, everyone, when you go to the page, really take a second to take in what people have written about this, because this is powerful. People are really feeling, significant life transformation here, and that it's just it's so helpful, I think, to see what other people have experienced. So I'm glad that you shared those with us.
If you haven't yet, just click on the special offer button on this page to see for yourself what an amazing package this is. You'll be glad you did.
Truly, Susan, you've put together an unbelievable special offer for us. I so appreciate that. Even more so, I appreciate what you delivered on this call. You gave us so much and more than you even expected to, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Your authenticity, your genuine love of this and belief in this really comes through, and that is so valuable, and I really, really appreciate it. I can't wait till we get to do this again.
Well, I have to reciprocate because this was an awesome interview, and a lot of that had to do with your energy and the amazing questions that you asked. So I am very grateful to you for this wonderful, positive experience.
Well, it's my pleasure. And actually, let's go ahead, and I'm going to hit you with one more question, which is actually very general. And I'd love to know what you feel like. You know, if I said, Susan, what do we need to know from you as we head off and, you know, we part ways today? What words should we have sort of resounding in our ears?
Well, every single one of you is a mighty, powerful spiritual being. You have no idea how powerful you are. In fact, you have created this reality. You've created your destiny. You've created everything in your life. There's nothing that happens to you. You only happen to yourself. Therefore, there are no victims. There are only volunteers. You have created this life that you're living in right now. Many people wonder, well, what is in my subconscious mind? It's unconscious, so how could I possibly know what's in there? It's really easy to see what's in your subconscious mind. All you need to do is simply look at your life. Whatever you have created in this life is exactly the outpicturing or the demonstration of what is in your subconscious mind. Now, if you want to change that, you can do it. You can absolutely change your life. But it does require you to get off the couch, put the remote down, and in fact, do some healing prayers. Because you will be instantly healed and instantly transformed when you use some of these methods. So it's your choice. And I would highly recommend that you choose life rather than choosing the opposite of that. So choose your divine pathway, your divine purpose, the divine plan for your life. Discover what that is. And then with great enthusiasm and great hope and great confidence, move forward to manifest your true destiny.
Wow, fantastic. I can't think of anything to add to that. That was brilliant. So thank you for that. You're magnificent. I so appreciate you. And everyone listening, you are extraordinary. I am thrilled to get to do this with you. And until the next time, everyone, keep manifesting. Bye-bye, all.